Hello, I'm Chef Michael, Executive Chef for West Michigan Provisions, and this is our instructional video on making authentic traditional pizzas in your home kitchen. Our goal at West Michigan Provisions is to help you cook like a chef at home by creating specialty, authentic products and allowing you to use them appropriately in your home to create terrific meals that represent things similar to what you'd find at a restaurant. Today we're doing an instructional video on our traditional or Neapolitan or New York style pizza dough. This is a product that is available only at our local farmers markets and is launching in 2022 spring market season, and we are selling it both in a frozen and in a fresh refrigerated format. It's generally on the thinner side and it should have a reasonable level of crispiness and create a nice browning and good structure so that it'll hold up. Even more important, the ingredients we use not only gives you great flavor, but it allows you to cook at high heat to very high heat. So we start with all natural ingredients and special flours that are high heat tolerant, and we replicate traditional recipes found through some of the better pizza shops in the country. So we're going to demonstrate using a pretty average electric home oven. First thing you want to do is set your oven to the highest temperature you can achieve, which will probably be around 550 degrees on most ovens. Also, make sure if you have not used the oven in a long period of time or it's become dirty or greasy, that you go through and do a clean cycle on it before you do this. We have inserted a pizza stone. I know that not everybody has a pizza stone, so a lot of people have a very simple aluminum or steel plate of this type that you buy at a grocery store. It's not the best option, but it will give you a surface to work off of. So this is probably the least best option. Another good option is if you have some form of a griddle or heavy, large cast iron pan that you'd like to use in place of a stone, you can do that. You want to have the cast iron hot, just like the stone. You do not need to preheat an aluminum pan like this. Other things you can do is if you have the right type of cooking surface, you might be able to cook on the top of it and place a smaller pizza on the top. And finally, you can use things such as a barbecue or a wood stove possibly to cook, and the advantage of that is you may be able to get to a higher temperature than 550 degrees. Note that when you turn on your oven and bring it up to temperature, it will take a significant amount of time. It may take 30 minutes. During that time, you want to have your pizza stone or other cooking surface in the oven so that it fully comes up to heat. The next thing you can do is take the pizza dough from the refrigerator and give it some time to just warm up on the counter or warm up in the container until you're ready to use it so it's not quite so stiff. If you happen to purchase a frozen pizza dough, it's the same dough that's been flash frozen. What you're going to want to do is bring it up to temperature in your refrigerator, taking 1 to 2 days of just leaving it there and letting it thaw out before you begin this process. So our dough has warmed up just a little bit and our oven is warmed up. We're going to take a little bit of flour, and the key is we want to use very little flour. If there's excess flour on your dough, it will burn and cause bittering on your crust. We want to stretch this nice and easy and slowly. Because if we move it too fast, the glutens develop and it becomes very elastic and wants to come back on itself, and it makes it hard to work. I'm just stretching and pulling a little bit. Another method is you can use gravity, and you can stretch out a little bit and then let the weight of the dough drop down and create some elongation. And these are all techniques that are easier to master than throwing a pizza. Not all pizzas are tossed and thrown. They can be stretched in the air, and using gravity they can be pressed. You'll see a lot of times pizza doughs are pressed in this manner. I'm going to flip it over a little bit, just make sure we have a touch. If you find that it's just so elastic and it's going to rip and it's coming back on you quickly, you may want to rest. What you do is you leave a dough to rest for 5 minutes while you're getting other things ready, and you let it relax, and as those glutens relax, they'll then become more elastic where you can stretch them out further and you can create more stretch without tearing or without them springing back as much. Also note, this dough is designed for about a 14-inch pizza. So that's kind of a traditional American large pizza. And we recommend and suggest you might want to try our sauces. We make 2 sauces. We have a traditional marinara sauce, and we have a slightly spicy tomato cream vodka sauce that has a little bit of prosciutto. Both work nicely for pizza sauce. You could create your own or others, but you don't need to buy a sauce that per se, and as long as you have a sauce that's a little bit thicker, that's going to be preferred for a pizza. For cheese, I have a traditional low moisture mozzarella and cheese blend, and I have some fresh ground pecorino and parmesan. We're going to finish with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. This is Alicante and is another great product that we work with. Inexpensive pizza peel like this can be helpful for you to do your final assembly and to slip the pizza into the oven, keeping it shape. I'm going to get ready to transfer it onto the pizza peel. Now you could use any hard surface that you want. I don't want a lot of flour. Again, this is where I start getting concerned about burning and getting too much flour in my oven, but I want a little bit because this pizza is going to have to slide off of the pizza peel into the oven. Don't worry about the form too much. Pizzas don't have to be round. I think they can be square or rectangle or oval. They can be unformed. They can be very roughly formed. You're making home pizza. The flavor is in what you've produced and the great ingredients on it. So the shape is much less important. We're going to go generally round, but keeping it home style is absolutely fine. This is our pizza dough that's ready to be finished with our sauce. The general rule on making all of these things is use less than more. So pull it a little thinner than you might think. Use a little less sauce than you would probably think. So about a spoon, maybe a spoon and a dab. That's all you need. Keep your sauce a little bit thicker, use a little less. That's plenty of sauce. That's a medium saucy pizza. It could be even lighter sauce if you chose. Pizza, you're gonna need about a couple handfuls. You should cover most of the area, about 50% coverage. So you've got a little bit of cheese and definitely crust and things showing through. Optional, use a little Parmesan or Pecorino or other Asiago, whatever you like. This increases your flavor. You don't need much of that either. You like a little olive oil, that helps carry flavor. May help a little browning. You can do just a little bit. A lot of flavor there. So we go in here, try and get our pizza to slide off nicely and just hit the stone, and the stone will kind of help it along. We've achieved a beautiful traditional pizza. Very simplistic, but by doing the right things, we can get wonderful results. As you raise the heat up, it could be as little as 3 to 5 minutes. Running around 550, 600 degrees, you'll be approximately 10 minutes. However, you're going to want to look at a couple of things. How bubbly and brown the cheese is. There's personal preferences of how dark you'd like it. Crust. I like to see a little more dark crust. I can't achieve that as much as I would like with this home oven, but I am always watching the exterior of the crust to make sure we are browning without getting excessive burning. Getting some pockets and bubbles and extra dark areas to me is an excellent pizza, but that's your choice. The bottom should be cooked. It should slide off easily. You should have some blistering. Again, there's some preference on how much blistering and how dark that blistering is. But if you've achieved most of these things, I would say this is a properly cooked pizza, but given my choice and having an outdoor oven or using a barbecue where I could achieve higher heat, I would cook less time, maybe 6-ish minutes, and I would achieve a little more darkening and browning on the crust. I am Chef Michael Murray and the executive chef for West Michigan Provisions, and we're happy to talk to you at any of our markets, explain and answer questions. But we do all of these things. The pizza dough is a new launch for 2022. However, we also produce our 2 sauces. Our key products are our pastas. And we also carry a wonderful olive oil from Alicante.